that's not been affected by the coronavirus crisis, but seaside towns reliant on holidaymakers are set to be amongst those hardest hit in the long term. Our North of England correspondent Judith Moritz has been to Cleveleys on the Lancashire coast, which has a particularly high number of elderly residents.
The Irish Sea can be unforgiving, but on a sunny day the light glistens on the water and the coastline at Cleveleys looks its best. It's just along the shore from Blackpool, but here life moves at a slower pace. This is where folk come to relax and to retire. Pensioners make up a third of the town, so many here are vulnerable to the virus.
I've got parts of the lung missing, and I've just been so scared of this virus because I think if I get it, am I gonna?
Steve has multiple health problems. He lives alone and his home has become his fortress.
Do you think of yourself as vulnerable?
Yes, I'm scared to death of it.
You're really frightened?
The doctor's already told me there was a high risk, so I stocked up with food what I can, and then locked the door and that was it.
What do you miss most?
What I miss most of all from my friends is a hug.
Feels lonely?
It does. I get depressed with it because I can't see an end to it.
Steve is suffering alone, but say goodbye to him and drive the short distance into town and you see that Cleveleys is contending with wider problems too. The venue is a restaurant and weddings complex right on the seafront. This should be its busiest time of year.
It couldn't have happened at a worse time.
Jackie has run the venue for 20 years. She can see it prospering for many more, but says she needs the green light to reopen safely as soon as possible.
If we don't open at the beginning of July, there isn't a seasonal business in any resort that can survive 2 winters back to back. We just need to get through this. And if we get the help that we need to do that, I think it will thrive afterwards.
Nearly half of people who work in Cleveleys are employed in businesses which have closed during lockdown. That in itself is a cause for worry here. But there's defiance too, a refusal to let the coronavirus crisis define or even destroy the future of this town.
In fact, if you go for a wander down the high street here, it's so busy you can hardly tell there's a lockdown on. The only clue is the long supermarket queue. Other shops remain shut, like this travel agent's, but its owner is confident that Cleveleys will bounce back because shopping locally is important here.
People want to get back out and try and get some sense of normality. We've actually had customers requesting that we keep their holiday on hold until they can come and see us. Obviously with the age range of the local population, they may struggle to get to other towns, so we're going to where our customers need us to.
Cleveleys isn't the only town with a long recovery ahead of it, but its strong sense of community may prove its biggest asset, a confidence which will help this place to get back on its feet, back to how things were before, when life felt good under these Lancashire skies. Judith Moritz, BBC News, Cleveleys.